Commander Hugh stared at the glowing screen in front of him. The numbers did not make sense. He rubbed his 4 eyes and looked again. The reading was still there. The monitoring station was quiet at this hour. Most of the crew slept in their pods. Only Hyuk and a few others worked the night shift. He had been watching the deep space sensors for 20 years. Nothing exciting ever happened here, but now something was very wrong. The computer showed a ship signal coming from Sector 7 Alpha. Everyone knew about that place. It was the no-go zone. Ships went in there and never came back. The Galactic Union had banned all travel to that area 30 years ago. 3 different alien fleets had disappeared there. First the Krill warships with their thick armor and heavy guns. Then the Nexari explorer ships with the best sensors in the galaxy. Last year, even a Vraxian dreadnought squadron had vanished without sending a single message. But the signal on his screen was impossible. It showed a human ship. Hyuk touched his communicator. "Dr. Nari, please come to the sensor room. We have a problem." Nari arrived 15 minutes later. She was one of only 3 humans working on the station. The Galactic Union liked to have humans around as scientists and doctors. They were good at understanding alien biology. But humans were still new to space travel. They had only joined the Union 50 years ago. "What is the emergency?" Nari asked. She carried a cup of coffee, a human drink that smelled terrible to most aliens. Hyuk pointed at the screen. "Look at this reading. Deep probe number 7 picked it up 6 hours ago." Nari put down her coffee and studied the display. Her face went pale. "This shows a human energy signature." "Yes, coming from inside the no-go zone, that is impossible. No human ships go there. It is forbidden." Hyuk switched to a different view. "The signal is strong. Whatever is out there has been active for at least 3 days. Maybe longer." Nari sat down heavily in a chair. "Can you tell what type of ship it is?" "The computer says it matches human engineering. But the power readings are strange. Much higher than any human ship should produce." They both knew what this meant. Humans use simple fusion reactors in their ships. Every species in the galaxy had better technology. Human ships were slow and weak compared to alien vessels. The Union protected humans because they needed protection. But this signal showed power levels that matched a Vraxian battleship. "Maybe the sensors are broken," Nari said, but she did not sound like she believed it. Hyuk ran a full diagnostic. All systems showed green. The sensors were working perfectly. "I need to report this to the High Command," Hyuk said. "Wait." Nari pulled up another screen. "Let me check something first." Her fingers moved quickly over the controls. She was looking at the historical database, lists of ships that had entered the no-go zone over the years. "Hyuk, look at this." The screen showed dates and ship names. Krill vessels, Nexari scouts, Vraxian dreadnoughts. All the ships that had disappeared. But there were other names, too. Human names. The transport ship Busan was reported lost near Sector 7 Alpha 8 years ago, Nari said. The research vessel Daegu disappeared 5 years ago. The colony ship Incheon vanished 2 years ago. Hyuk felt cold. "You think these human ships also went into the zone?" "The dates match. Every time a major alien fleet disappeared, a human ship was also reported lost in the same area." They stared at the screen in silence. The implications were frightening. The Union always assumed human ships were destroyed because they were too weak to handle whatever is in that zone. Nari said slowly. "But what if they were not destroyed? You mean they survived?" "This signal suggests that at least one human ship is still operating in there." Hyuk looked at the readings again. The power signature was steady and strong, not the desperate signal of a damaged ship calling for help. This looked like a ship on patrol. "I have to contact Admiral Tyke," Hyuk said. "The High Command needs to know about this." He opened a communication channel to Vraxian headquarters. The blue face of Admiral Tyke appeared on the screen 30 minutes later. "Commander Hyuk, why are you contacting me at this hour?" "Sir, we have detected a human ship operating inside Sector 7 Alpha." Admiral Tyke's expression did not change. "That is impossible. No ships operate in the no-go zone. The sensor readings are clear, sir. A human vessel with unusually high power output." "Human ships do not have high power output, Commander. They can barely maintain orbit around their own planet. Check your sensors again." "I have run full diagnostics, sir. The readings are accurate." Admiral Tyke was quiet for a moment. "Even if this reading is real, it changes nothing. The zone remains forbidden. No ships will be sent to investigate. But sir, if humans are surviving in there, Commander, humans require our protection. They cannot survive in deep space without Union support. Whatever your sensors are detecting, it is not a functioning human vessel. The communication ended. Hyuk stared at the blank screen. He did not believe you, Nari said. No. But I know what I saw. Nari moved to another console. I am going to file a formal request for an investigation. Mission. The High Command will never approve it. Maybe. But the rules say that any Union citizen can request a rescue mission for missing personnel. If human ships are in that zone, they might need help. Hyuk watched her work. Nari was filling out official forms requesting permission to mount a rescue operation. It was a long shot, but it might work. If they approve this mission, I want to volunteer as the investigation officer, Hyuk said. Why? Because something is happening in that zone. Something the High Command does not understand. Those disappearing fleets were not accidents. Nari finished her paperwork and sent it to Union headquarters. I am requesting to join the mission as a human liaison officer. If we find human survivors, they will need someone who can speak their language. They waited 3 days for an answer. When it came, the message was short. Investigation Mission 7 Alpha approved. Limited scope. 1 ship, minimal crew. Commander Hyuk designated mission leader. Dr. Nari approved as human cultural specialist. Departure in 72 hours. Hyuk looked at Nari. Are you ready to learn the truth about what happened to those missing ships? I think we have to be ready, she replied. Because something tells me the galaxy is about to change. Captain Jinwoo gripped the arms of his command chair as the ship crossed into Sector 7 Alpha. The bridge was silent except for the soft beeping of sensors and the quiet hum of the engines. All systems normal. Captain, reported Engineer Soo-jin from her station. The special shields are holding steady. The VGS Seeker was not a warship. It was an exploration vessel built for science missions. But the Union had added extra armor and defensive systems for this trip. Nobody knew what had destroyed the other fleet, so they tried to prepare for everything. Commander Hyuk, what do our sensors show? Jinwoo asked. Hyuk studied his displays. Space appears normal. No unusual radiation. No energy storms. Whatever destroyed those other ships is not immediately obvious. Dr. Nari sat at the science station next to Dr. Minho, the ship's krill officer. Minho had 6 arms and could operate multiple controls at once. His species was known for being excellent scientists. The human ship signal is still there, Nari reported. It is getting stronger as we move deeper into the zone. Any response to our communications? Jinwoo asked. Nothing yet. We are still too far away. The Seeker had been traveling for 6 hours since entering the Forbidden Zone. So far, nothing seemed dangerous. The space looked normal. Stars shined in the distance. There were no strange energy readings or gravitational problems. But Jinwoo felt uneasy. 3 powerful fleets had vanished here without a trace. Something was waiting for them. Captain, I am detecting artificial structures, Dr. Minho announced. Large ones. Where? Bearing 127 Mark 85. Distance approximately 2 million kilometers. The main screen changed to show what the sensors had found. Jinwoo stared in shock. Floating in space was a massive structure. It was clearly artificial. But it did not match any known alien design. The structure was at least 50 kilometers long and covered with strange geometric patterns. My God, Nari whispered. What is that thing? It does not match any design in our database, Minho said. The construction methods are completely unknown. Are there more? Jinwoo asked. Minho worked his controls quickly. Yes, Captain. I am detecting multiple structures throughout this region. They appear to form some kind of network. The screen showed dozens of contacts. Stations, platforms, and structures of various sizes were scattered across space. Some were connected by what looked like energy beams. How long have these been here? Hyuk asked. The metal shows signs of extreme age, Minho replied. These structures could be thousands of years old. Maybe more. But some of them are clearly active, Soo-jin added. I am reading power signatures from at least 12 structures. Jinwoo made a decision. Set course for the nearest active station. We need to understand what we are dealing with. As they approached the ancient structure, their sensors detected something else. A ship was docked to one of the station's ports. It is definitely human, Nari confirmed. But the design is strange. I see human engineering, but there are modifications I do not recognize. The ship was 3 times larger than any human vessel in the Union database. Its hull was covered with unknown equipment and weapons that did not match any known technology. Captain, we are being scanned, Hyuk reported. Very sophisticated sensors. Much more advanced than anything the Union has. By the station or the ship? Both, sir. They are coordinating their scans. Suddenly, the communication system activated. A human voice filled the bridge. VGS Seeker, this is Captain Do-Yun of the human vessel Taeguk. You are in violation of territorial boundaries. State your intentions. Jinwoo looked at Nari. A human captain giving territorial warnings. That was impossible. Nari activated her microphone. Captain Do-Yun, this is Dr. Nari of the Galactic Union. We are on a rescue mission to locate missing human personnel. We request permission to approach. There was a long pause. Then Do-Hyun spoke again. Dr. Nari, you are not here to rescue anyone. Your ship carries military sensors and Union intelligence equipment. Explain why you are really here. Hyuk leaned toward Nari. How does he know about our equipment? Unknown, she replied. But his scans must be very detailed. Jinwoo made a decision. Captain Do-Hyun, this is Captain Jinwoo of the VGS Seeker. We detected your ship's signal from Union space. The High Command sent us to investigate. We mean no harm. Captain Jinwoo, I am transmitting docking coordinates. You will board my ship for debriefing. Any attempt to record our facilities or transmit data to Union space will be considered a hostile act. Sir, he is giving us orders, Hyuk said quietly. Yes, I noticed that. Jinwoo studied the readings from the human ship. Its weapons were powered and ready. Dr. Nari, in your opinion, should we trust him? Yes, he is human. But something is very different here. This ship, these structures, none of this should exist. The Taeguk is moving, Sujin reported. It is positioning itself between us and the station. Jinwoo watched the tactical display. The human ship was clearly ready for combat. But more importantly, it was protecting something. Captain Do-Hyun, we will dock with your ship. Please understand that we are here under official Union authority. Union authority does not apply in this region, Captain. This is human space. The word sent a chill through the bridge. Human space? Humans had barely colonized their own solar system. They had no territorial claims beyond Earth and a few small outposts. But as the Seeker approached the docking port, Jinwoo could see that the Taeguk was no ordinary human ship. It was covered with technology that looked both human and completely alien. Weapons that could destroy a Union cruiser were built into its hull. Docking complete, Sujin announced. Dr. Nari, Commander Hyuk, you are with me, Jinwoo said. Dr. Minho, maintain communications with Union Command. If we do not report back in 12 hours, return to base immediately. As they walked through the airlock, Jinwoo wondered what they would find on the other side. The readings suggested that humans had been living and working in the no-go zone for years. But how was that possible? The airlock opened and they stepped onto the Taeguk. The corridor was clearly human in design, but everything was bigger and more advanced than any Union ship. The walls were covered with displays showing star charts and technical readouts. Human crew members moved through the corridors with confidence and purpose. These were not survivors hiding in space. These were people who belonged here. Captain Do-Hyun waited for them in the main corridor. He was tall and wore a uniform that mixed human military styles with unknown elements. Behind him stood several other crew members, all human, all looking competent and well-equipped. Welcome aboard the Taeguk, Do-Hyun said. I think it is time you learned the truth about what humans have been doing in Sector 7 Alpha. Jinwoo looked around at the advanced ship and its confident crew. Whatever that truth was, it was going to change everything the Union thought they knew about humanity. Captain Do-Hyun led them through the corridors of the Taeguk. Jinwoo tried not to stare, but everything he saw challenged what he knew about human technology. The ship's systems were far beyond anything in Union databases. Your ship is much larger than reported human vessels, Hyuk observed. That is because the Union has never seen our real ships, Do-Hyun replied. What you know about human space capabilities is what we wanted you to know. They entered a large briefing room. The walls showed holographic displays of star charts and technical specifications. Nari recognized some of the designs as human, but others were completely unknown. Please sit, Do-Hyun said. This conversation will take some time. A woman in an engineering uniform entered the room. She was young but carried herself with authority. This is Engineer Somin, Do-Hyun said. She will explain how we came to be here. Somin activated a holographic display. It showed the history of human ships that had entered Sector 7 Alpha. 8 years ago, the transport ship Busan was traveling to establish a new colony, she began. Engine problems forced them to take shelter in this sector. They expected to die here, like everyone else who enters the zone. The display showed the Busan approaching one of the ancient stations. Instead, they discovered something amazing. The structures you detected are not just old buildings. They are active technology left by an ancient race we call the Architects. Architects? Jinwoo asked. We do not know their real name. They disappeared long before any current species developed space travel. But they left behind self-repairing stations and adaptive technology. The hologram showed the Busan docking with an Architect station. When the crew boarded the station, something unexpected happened. The Architect systems recognized them as compatible. Compatible how? Nari asked. Soman smiled. Human brains can interface directly with Architect technology. Our neural patterns match what the systems were designed to work with. Other alien species trigger defensive responses that destroy their ships. Hyuk leaned forward. You are saying that humans can use this ancient technology, but other species cannot. Exactly. When Krill or Vraxian ships approach Architect stations, the defensive systems activate. The stations see them as threats and eliminate them, but humans are seen as the intended users. Do-hyun took over the presentation. The crew of the Busan spent months learning how to operate Architect systems. They discovered technology that could repair their ship and make it far more powerful than before. The display showed the Busan after its upgrade. It looked like a completely different vessel. When they returned to Union space, they faced a difficult choice. If they revealed what they had found, the Union would take control of the Architect technology. Humans would lose the greatest opportunity in our history. So they lied, Jinwoo said. They reported that their ship was destroyed, and they barely escaped in life pods. Meanwhile, they secretly returned to the zone with volunteers and equipment. Nari felt sick. You have been lying to the Union for 8 years? We have been protecting ourselves, Do-hyun replied firmly. The Union treats humans as children who need protection. If the other species knew we had access to Architect technology, do you think they would let us keep it? Engineer Soman activated another display. Over the years, more human ships have joined us. Each one was officially reported as lost. The research vessel Daegu, the colony ship Incheon, dozens of others. You have been building a secret colony, Hyuk said. We have been building our future, Do-hyun corrected. Come, let me show you what we have accomplished. They walked to the ship's observation deck. Through the transparent walls, they could see the Architect station up close. The ancient structure was massive and covered with flowing patterns that seemed to shift and change. The station is alive, Soman explained. Not biological, but truly intelligent. It learns and adapts. When humans interface with its systems, it shares knowledge and technology. What kind of knowledge? Nari asked. Energy conversion that makes fusion reactors look primitive. Materials that can repair themselves. Weapons that can disable ships without destroying them. Medical technology that can heal injuries we thought were permanent. Do-hyun pointed to other structures visible in the distance. We now operate 17 stations throughout the zone. Each one teaches us new things about Architect technology. How many humans are here? Jinwoo asked. Over 50,000. Engineers, scientists, their families. We have built a complete civilization. Nari stared at the numbers. 50,000 people? The Union thinks all these people are dead. The Union thinks humans are weak and need protection, Do-hyun said. We have proven that wrong. A new person entered the observation deck. She was older and wore the uniform of a senior officer. This is Dr. Yoonji, our chief researcher, Do-hyun said. She can explain more about our capabilities. Dr. Yoonji activated a portable display. Captain Jinwoo, your ship carries standard Union sensors and weapons. Our technology is approximately 200 years more advanced. That is impossible, Hyuk protested. Human technology is decades behind Union standards. Human technology that you know about is behind, Yoonji corrected. But we have had 8 years to study Architect systems. We have learned to build ships that can outfight anything in the Union fleet. Jinwoo felt cold. Are you threatening us? We are stating facts, Do-hyun said. The Union has always protected humans because they believed we needed protection. That is no longer true. So what do you want? Nari asked. Recognition, Do-hyun replied. We want the Union to acknowledge that humans are an independent species with the right to govern ourselves. We want territorial sovereignty over this sector, and we want to be treated as equals, not as children who need supervision. And if the Union refuses? Jinwoo asked. Do-hyun was quiet for a moment. Then the Union will learn why 3 fleets have disappeared in this zone. The implications hit Jinwoo like a physical blow. You destroyed those ships. We defended our territory, Do-hyun said calmly. When Krill warships entered our space without permission, we disabled them. When they refused to leave, we did what was necessary. You committed acts of war against Union members. We protected our people from invasion. The Krill came here with weapons ready, intending to claim whatever they found for their empire. The Nexari came to strip mine architect technology. The Vraxians came to establish military bases. Dr. Yunji pulled up tactical records. In each case, we offered them the chance to leave peacefully. They refused. Nari looked at the data. The human records showed detailed information about the alien fleets. Their weapons, their plans, their intentions. The humans had been watching and preparing for years. The Union will never accept this, Hyuk said. When we report back, they will send the entire fleet to retake this sector. Will they? Do-hyun asked. Your ship has been scanning our defenses for the past hour. What do your sensors tell you about our capabilities? Jinwoo thought about the readings they had collected. The human ship alone had enough firepower to destroy a Union cruiser. The architect stations showed energy signatures that exceeded anything in the Union fleet. You have been planning this confrontation for years, he realized. We have been preparing for the day when our secret would be revealed, Do-hyun admitted. That day has arrived. What happens now? Nari asked. Now you return to Union space with a message, Do-hyun said. Tell the High Command that humanity claims Sector 7 Alpha as our sovereign territory. Tell them we are willing to share some architect technology in exchange for recognition of our independence. And if they refuse, then they will learn that humans are no longer the weak species that needs their protection. Do-hyun escorted them back toward their ship. You have 12 hours to study our facilities and verify our claims. Then you will return to Union space as our ambassadors. As they walked through the corridors of the Taeguk, Jinwoo realized that everything was about to change. The galaxy had always assumed that humans were junior partners in the Union, but these humans had built something that could challenge the greatest powers in known space. The question was whether the Union would accept this new reality or try to destroy it. Admiral Minji stood on the command deck of Nexus Alpha, the largest human station in Sector 7 Alpha. Through the transparent walls, she could see dozens of ships moving between the architect's structures. All of them were human vessels, upgraded with technology that made them more powerful than anything the Union had ever built. The Union delegation has completed their tour of Research Station Beta, reported Captain Woo Jin. Dr. Yunji says they are very impressed with our medical facilities, and very frightened, Admiral Minji added. Good. Fear will make them listen. She turned to watch the Union shipseeker as it moved slowly through the human fleet. Captain Jinwoo and his crew had been touring human facilities for 10 hours. They had seen enough to understand that this was not a small group of survivors hiding in space. This was a civilization. Admiral, the delegation is requesting a final meeting, reported Communications Officer Nari. Not the same Nari from the Union ship. This was a human woman who had been part of the colony since the beginning. Tell them to dock at Bay 7. I will meet them in the main conference room. Nexus Alpha was built around the core of an ancient architect station, but humans had expanded it with their own technology. The result was a structure over 100 kilometers long that housed 50,000 people and the most advanced research facilities in the galaxy. Admiral Minji walked through corridors filled with busy people. Scientists, engineers, teachers, children, all living normal lives in a place the Union considered impossible to survive. The conference room overlooked the main construction bays where new ships were being built. Each vessel combined human engineering with architect technology in ways that created something entirely new. Captain Jinwoo, Commander Hyuk, and Dr. Nari from the Union ship entered the room looking tired and confused. They had seen things that challenged everything they thought they knew about humans and technology. Please sit, Admiral Minji said. I understand you have questions. Admiral, what we have seen here is remarkable, Jinwoo began carefully. But it also represents a massive deception. The Union has mourned the loss of thousands of human lives. Families have grieved for people who are actually living here. Yes, that is unfortunate, Minji replied, but necessary. If the Union had known the truth, what would have happened? Dr. Nari from the Union ship leaned forward. The Union would have protected you. We would have helped you develop this technology safely. The Union would have taken control, Admiral Minji corrected. Humans would have become researchers in our own laboratories, supervised by alien overseers who decided how our discoveries could be used. Chief Engineer Kyung entered the room carrying a portable display. Admiral, the demonstration is ready. Excellent. Minji activated the display, which showed a tactical map of the sector. Captain Jinwoo, your ship has excellent sensors. You have been monitoring our defensive capabilities. What is your assessment? Jinwoo looked uncomfortable. Your weapons are far beyond Union standards. Your shields appear to be self-repairing. Your ship speeds exceed anything we have measured. Our analysis suggests that a single human squadron could defeat a Union fleet. Hyuk added reluctantly. That analysis is correct, Minji confirmed. But we do not want war. We want recognition. She changed the display to show a formal document. This is our proposal to the Galactic Union. We are willing to share selected architect technologies in exchange for recognition of human independence and territorial sovereignty over Sector 7 Alpha. What technologies? Dr. Nari asked. Engineer Kyung answered. Medical systems that can regrow damaged organs, energy converters that are 90% more efficient than fusion reactors, defense systems that can protect planets from asteroid impacts. These are technologies that could benefit every species in the Union, Minji added, but they will only be shared as agreements between equals, not as gifts from protected species to their guardians. Commander Hyuk studied the document. You are demanding complete independence from Union oversight. We are demanding the same rights that every other species enjoys, Minji corrected. The right to govern ourselves, to make our own decisions, and to control our own technology. The High Command will never accept this, Jinwoo said. The legal precedent alone would encourage other species to seek independence. Perhaps that would not be a bad thing, Minji replied. The Union was created to bring species together as equals. Instead, it has become a system where the strongest species control the weakest. Dr. Nari looked troubled. Admiral, if the Union refuses your demands, what will you do? Minji was quiet for a moment. Then she activated another display. It showed detailed specifications of Union military assets, ship designs, weapon capabilities, tactical doctrines, information that should have been classified at the highest levels. We have been monitoring Union military activities for 8 years, she said. We know the exact capabilities of every ship in your fleet. We have studied your tactics and identified your weaknesses. How did you get this information? Hyuk demanded. Architect technology includes sensors that can monitor activities across the galaxy, Engineer Kyung explained. We can detect ship movements, communications, even strategic planning sessions. You have been spying on us, Jinwoo accused. We have been protecting ourselves, Minji replied. We knew that someday our secret would be discovered. We needed to be prepared for any response. The display changed to show tactical simulations, human ships engaging Union fleets in various scenarios. In every simulation, the humans won decisively. This is why 3 Union fleets have disappeared in this sector, Minji continued. When they entered our territory with weapons ready, we defended ourselves. We offered them chances to leave peacefully. They refused. So you destroyed them, Hyuk said. We disabled their ships and took their crews prisoner, Minji corrected. They are alive and well, living on Research Station Gamma. We are not murderers. Dr. Nari gasped. The crews are alive? The Union thinks they are dead. The Union assumes they are dead because that is easier than admitting they lost 3 fleets to humans, Minji replied. Would you like to speak with Admiral Kex of the Krill Fleet? He has become quite interested in human culture during his stay here. The room was silent as the implications sank in. Thousands of alien military personnel who were thought dead were actually prisoners of humans. The political consequences would be enormous. What do you want us to tell the High Command? Jinwoo asked finally. Tell them that humanity has grown up, Minji said. We are no longer the weak species that needs protection. We are offering partnership between equals. If they accept, we will share technology that can benefit everyone. If they refuse, she let the sentence hang in the air. You will fight the entire Union? Hyuk asked. We will defend our independence, Minji replied, the same as any species would do. Engineer Kyung added quietly. Our analysis suggests that the Union cannot win a war against us. Architect technology is simply too advanced, but such a war would be devastating for everyone. So the choice is simple, Admiral Minji concluded. Accept us as equals and gain access to incredible technology, or try to force us back into submission and face the consequences. She stood up, signaling that the meeting was over. You have 6 hours to complete your inspection of our facilities. Then you will return to Union space with our message. As the Union delegation prepared to leave, Dr. Nari asked one final question. Admiral, do you really think the Union will accept this? I think the Union leadership is practical, Minji replied. When they realize what we have built here, they will understand that the old relationship between humans and the Union is over. And if they are not practical? Admiral Minji looked out at the human fleet moving through space around the ancient architect stations. Ships that could challenge the greatest powers in the galaxy, built by a species that was supposed to need protection. Then they will learn that humans are full of surprises. The Galactic Union Council chamber had never been so quiet. Representatives from 12 species sat in stunned silence as Dr. Nari finished her report. The holographic displays still showed images from Sector 7 Alpha, human ships, architect stations, and technology that exceeded anything in Union databases. You are telling us that humans have been secretly building a military force for 8 years? Chancellor Vex of the Krill Dominion spoke first. His voice was filled with anger and disbelief. They have been building a civilization, Nari corrected. The military capabilities are defensive. Defensive? Prime Minister Korth of the Nixari Republic slammed his tentacles on his desk. They destroyed 3 of our fleets. They disabled your fleets when they entered human territory with weapons ready, Commander Hyuk said from his position at the witness table. According to their records, they offered each fleet the chance to leave peacefully. Human territory? Chancellor Vex laughed bitterly. Humans have no territory beyond their home system. They are a protected species under Union law. Admiral Tyke of the Vraxian fleet leaned forward. The question is not what they were, but what they have become. Our sensors confirm that human technology now exceeds Union standards in multiple areas. Dr. Minho, who had remained on the Seeker during the human facility tours, activated his own display. The energy readings from their ship suggest power systems at least 3 times more efficient than our best reactors. Their defensive systems appear to be self-repairing. Their weapons, he paused. Their weapons could destroy any ship in the Union fleet. Impossible, declared Senator Zara of the Hegemony. No species developed such technology in 8 years. They did not develop it, Nari explained. They adapted ancient architect technology that was already there. The key discovery is that human neural patterns are compatible with architect systems in ways that other species are not. Convenient, Chancellor Vex said with suspicion. Very convenient that only humans can use this technology. It is not convenient, Captain Jinwoo spoke for the first time. It is the reason 3 Union fleets were destroyed. When non-human ships approach architect stations, the defensive systems activate automatically. The stations see other species as threats. But they welcome humans, Prime Minister Korth said. How do we know this is not some elaborate trap? Perhaps the architects are still alive and using humans as their agents. Admiral Tyke studied the technical data. The evidence suggests that the architects have been extinct for thousands of years. Their technology operates automatically, but it was designed to respond to specific neural patterns, patterns that match human brain structure. The council chamber erupted in arguments. Some representatives demanded immediate military action to retake Sector 7 Alpha. Others wanted to negotiate. A few suggested that the Union should accept the human demands and focus on accessing their technology. Order. The voice of Union President Malik cut through the noise. We will proceed systematically. Dr. Nari, what exactly are the human demands? Nari activated a new display showing the formal proposal Admiral Minji had given them. Full recognition of human independence. Territorial sovereignty over Sector 7 Alpha, equal representation in Union governance, and the right to control access to architect technology. In exchange for what? President Malik asked. Sharing selected technologies with Union members, medical advances, energy systems, defensive capabilities, but as trade agreements between equals, not as a protected species sharing discoveries with their guardians. Chancellor Vex stood up angrily. This is ridiculous. We cannot allow one species to claim an entire sector of space based on their ability to use ancient technology. Why not? Asked Ambassador Lyra of the Trade Federation. Every species controls territory based on their capabilities. The Krill control their space because of their military strength, The Nixari control theirs because of their economic power. If humans can control Sector 7 Alpha using architect technology, what is the difference? The difference is that they have been lying to us for 8 years. Chancellor Vex replied. They have taken our protection while secretly building weapons to use against us. Dr. Minho cleared his throat. Actually, our analysis suggests that human requests for protection decreased significantly over the past 5 years. They have been quietly becoming more independent. Because they were preparing for this moment, Admiral Tyke said thoughtfully. They knew that eventually their secret would be discovered. They have been planning this confrontation for years. President Malik looked around the chamber. The question before us is simple. Do we accept human independence and gain access to their technology? Or do we attempt to force them back into Union control? We must consider the military implications, Chancellor Vex said. If we allow humans to become independent based on superior technology, what stops other species from seeking independence? The Union could collapse. And if we try to force humans back into submission, Ambassador Lyra asked, their technology could destroy our fleets. The debate was interrupted by an urgent message from the monitoring stations. Long-range sensors had detected new contacts emerging from Sector 7 Alpha. Multiple ships approaching Union space, reported the sensor technician. Configuration unknown. Power signatures exceed anything in our databases. The main display showed a fleet of human vessels moving toward the council chambers. The lead ship was massive, larger than a Union battleship but sleek and elegant in design. It was clearly built using both human engineering and architect technology. This is Admiral Minji of the human vessel Sol. Came a transmission. I am requesting permission to dock at the Union station. I believe it is time for direct negotiations. The chamber fell silent. The humans were not waiting for the Union to make a decision. They were taking control of the situation. Permission granted, President Malik said after a moment. Admiral Minji, you may dock at Bay 5. She came herself, Nari said with admiration. She is not sending representatives. She is here to face the Union leadership directly. 2 hours later, Admiral Minji entered the council chamber. She was accompanied by a small delegation of human officers, all wearing uniforms that mixed traditional human military styles with advanced materials and equipment. Honorable representatives, Minji began, I am here to formalize the relationship between humanity and the Galactic Union. You are here to explain why you have been deceiving us for 8 years, Chancellor Vex accused. I am here to announce that the deception is over, Minji replied calmly. Humanity is claiming its place as an independent species. The question is whether the Union will accept this reality peacefully. And if we refuse? Prime Minister Korth asked. Admiral Minji touched a control on her wrist. The chamber's display suddenly showed detailed scans of the Union fleet. Every ship, every base, every defensive installation was mapped in perfect detail. Then you will learn what happened to the 3 fleets that entered our territory without permission. President Malik leaned forward. Are you threatening us, Admiral? I am stating facts. Human technology can now monitor and, if necessary, neutralize any military force the Union can deploy. We prefer partnership, but we will defend our independence. The demonstration continued as Minji showed the capabilities of human defenses. Energy shields that could absorb the full firepower of a battleship, weapons that could disable ships without destroying them, sensors that could track fleet movements across the galaxy. This is impossible, Chancellor Vex protested. No species could develop such capabilities so quickly. We did not develop them, Minji explained patiently. We adapted them from architect technology, the same technology that has been destroying your ships for 30 years. Prove it, demanded Prime Minister Korth. Admiral Minji smiled. Very well. She gave a signal to her officers. Outside the station, the human fleet demonstrated their defensive capabilities by effortlessly stopping a test attack by Krill forces, who refused to accept the new situation. The Krill ships found their weapons useless and their movement systems disabled within seconds, but the human ships did not destroy them. They simply rendered them helpless, proving their point without causing casualties. The demonstration lasted 5 minutes. When it was over, the most advanced military force in the Union had been completely neutralized by human technology. The old relationship between humans and the Union is over, Admiral Minji announced. We are offering you a new relationship based on equality and mutual benefit. Do you accept? The council chamber was silent for a long moment. Then President Malik spoke. The Union accepts the independence of humanity and recognizes their territorial claims to Sector 7 Alpha. We look forward to beneficial trade relationships between our peoples. Chancellor Vex started to protest, but Admiral Tyke placed a hand on his arm. The decision is made, the Vraxian said quietly. Humans have earned their independence through strength. We must respect that. Dr. Nari smiled as she watched the ceremony that followed. Humanity had gone from protected species to galactic power in a single day. And this was only the beginning. As Admiral Minji signed the formal independence documents, she mentioned quietly to President Malik that human exploration teams had detected signs of architect technology in other sectors as well. Sector 12 Gamma shows particularly promising readings, she said.